Would everyone please rise, remove your hats, and join us in a moment of silence to remember all of those who have been lost to COVID, after which class of 2021 member Isabella Corsaro will sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated. She was good. Welcome to Commencement 2021. I'm Dr. Eric McDowell, and I have the great privilege of being the principal of North Creek High School. Before I get started with a few remarks, I would like to acknowledge and welcome some important guests we have on or near stage today. We are fortunate to have the North Shore School Board with us today, including President Bob Swain, Vice President Dr. Jacqueline McGordy, and board members Amy Cast, David Kogan, and Sandy Hayes. We are also lucky to have with us our district superintendent, Dr. Michelle Reed, as well as Deputy Superintendent Dugan Harmon. I'm also happy that we have 4 regional assistant superintendents with us as well: Obadiah Dunham, who oversees the North region in which North Creek sits, Heather Miller, Michael Tolley, and David Wellington. I would also like to acknowledge that the North Shore School District functions on Coast Salish lands in areas that have been colonized, occupied, and renamed Bothell, Kenmore, Redmond, and Woodinville. We honor the ways of knowing and the ways of being of Indigenous people and tribal nations who are still here and thriving in our district community. We resolve to learn from these realities and partner with local Indigenous peoples and tribal leaders to work toward a justice-driven educational experience for each student, family, community member, and educator in North Shore. Class of 2021, congratulations. You were the very first 9th graders we ever had, and that makes you our first 4-year graduating class at North Creek High School. As I said to you on Friday, a lot has happened to you and all of us during those 4 years. You have persevered through a phenomenal lightning storm that happened right here at Pop Keeney. You endured a measles outbreak. And do you remember when measles was like all we had to worry about back in the day? You endured a snowmageddon that shut down school for weeks. And remember when shutting down school for a couple weeks felt like a really long time? A cyber attack which shut down district technology And I bet a few of you wished we had another cyber attack as you used Zoom and Schoology day after day after day, and a global pandemic which is not quite yet over. To my knowledge, we did not have a Sharknado, but I may be blocking that out of my mind. Yup, it was a crazy 4 years, but you made the best of it. You did not give up and you did not give in. Instead, you rolled up your metaphorical sleeves and got busy. Some of you learned new skills or developed new habits during remote learning. Many of you got jobs this past year in order to help your family get through some tough times. And nearly all of you reached out to friends who were struggling with loneliness or isolation. In 1875, William Ernest Henley wrote a poem about persevering through difficult times. This poem was a favorite of people like Nelson Mandela, Aung San Suu Kyi, and John Lewis, and has been recited publicly by folks like Winston Churchill and President Barack Obama. I think it's perfect for your class. Invictus by William Ernest Henley. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Class of 2021, I hope that you are unafraid of what the future holds because you've already weathered some of the toughest times in history. I hope your heads remain unbowed and that you continue to serve others no matter what you choose to do. I hope you remain thankful no matter the circumstances in which you find yourself, and I hope you remember you are the masters of your own fates. You are the captains of your own souls. Congratulations, class of 2021. As you know, I love you, I care for you, and I can't wait to see what you accomplish. As you may or may not know, North Creek is an AP Capstone Diploma school. The AP Capstone Diploma is given to students who take 6 or more AP classes, including the AP Seminar and AP Research classes, and then earn scores of 3 or better on the AP exams. This year, 17 students are candidates for receiving their AP Capstone Diploma. Would each of you please stand up as I call your name, and families, will you please hold your applause until all 17 have stood? Sophia Arzamendia, Ekam Baidwan, Pranali Bendale, Jackson Cook, Anushka Deb, Amir Dami, Valeria Hernandez Miranda, Ethan Hu, Amal Jacob, Nihal James, Julian G, Lily Jones, Max Karn, Shreth Karbanda, Samira Nagula, Alexander Robinson, and Arihan Srirangapatnam. Congratulations to our AP Capstone Diploma candidates. You may be seated. Keeping that trend going, this year North Creek has not 1, not 2, not 3, but 24 perfect 4.0 valedictorians. Would each of you please stand as I call your names? And again, families, will you hold your applause until all 24 valedictorians have stood? Basit Ali, Kaya Burgos, Justin Don, Emmy Foltz, Grace Fujita, Ryan Gibson, Samantha Hansen, Katie Ingersoll, Amal Jacob, Dylan Jensen, Chloe Coe, Hannah Coe, Rebecca Lindsay, Pranav Manchakanti, Bardia Nasruli, Maria Petrizia, Karuna Petwe, Revanth Pathakuchi, Annalyn Shell, Akash Selvakumar, Sydney Simmons, Sarah Thomas, Kush Vicaria, and Kelton Watts. Let's give a big round of applause to all our valedictorians. I would now like to welcome valedictorian Sydney Simmons to the stage to give a speech co-written by our valedictorians. Let's give Sydney a round of applause.
Dear graduates, staff, and family members, thank you all so much for being here today. From our very first day at North Creek, the class of 2021's high school experience has been, well, unique. As freshmen, we were faced with the daunting task of creating an entire culture for a brand new school. Today, we're graduating during a global pandemic. As such, we're honored to be presenting you with a speech that is similarly unique, as it was written by all 24 of the 4.0 medalists. We drew on our individual experiences in various clubs, sports, and classes to write a speech that shares our collective story. We hope you can hear all of our voices in the following words, but most importantly, we hope that you, the graduates, also hear yourselves. Together, we have all braved unfamiliar paths and forged new beginnings to make North Creek the school that it is today. We would like to begin by expressing our gratitude to those who have helped us all get to this event. Thank you to our families for supporting us. Thank you to our friends for lifting us up during hard times and making the past 4 years a journey truly worth taking. And of course, thank you to our teachers. We appreciate every single teacher who has fostered our creativity, gone the extra mile, and encouraged us to put forth our best work throughout these 4 years. We hope everyone listening today is proud of what each and every one of us has accomplished throughout our time at North Creek. Looking back on what the class of 2021 has accomplished, we asked ourselves what qualities define us. A few that stood out among us were perseverance, initiative, empathy, and adaptability. However, it isn't easy to describe this class in just a few words because we're all so unique. As the first ever class to spend freshman to senior year here, we were given unique opportunities almost every day to work together as a class in helping shape the school, forming our own community from scratch, and creating new traditions and beginnings for ourselves. Despite being dissuaded by older classmates from creating our own traditions and not following in the footsteps of other schools, we still managed to build an entire culture from the ground up, and that took countless valuable qualities to achieve. These tasks weren't always easy, especially amidst the other obstacles we faced as a new school. We may have been a bit overwhelmed by the ASB's enthusiasm for our first lip dub, but the tradition ultimately brought us closer to the Jaguar spirit. Our athletics and clubs have had a pretty difficult time trying to put themselves on the map, and we may have had to cancel a certain Tolo, but gradually we began to fill the stands at sports games, give standing ovations at theater performances, and attend school dances together. Each small step brought us closer. When COVID put these events on pause, we learned to appreciate the little victories for what they're worth. Remember arriving at the senior sunrise, the senior tailgate, or the cap and gown pickup, waving to everyone from afar and giving the impression that you were smiling from under your mask? To us, that's what defines the class of 2021, a group of people who are always happy to see each other, who have become stronger, more optimistic as we forge new beginnings together, all the way up until our final year of high school. And if we can leave you with one thing, know that you're not alone. Although our paths may diverge after graduation, we will always be united by our time as Jaguars. This past year, we've had to be intentional with reaching out and encouraging one another. As the class of 2021, we'll continue to be there for each other. Never be afraid to ask for help if you need it, and in turn, support others when they need you. A helping hand can make the biggest problem seem small. Even the various micro interactions we once took for granted, the occasional smile, a hello, the campus sunrises seen on everyone's Snapchat stories, are connections that bind us together. And let's be real, life doesn't go as planned, and the world is full of shows that must go on. If we're to be the directors, innovators, and leaders of the future, we cannot face uncertainty alone. At the beginning of the year, we watched the sunrise together. The sky, painted in oranges, purples, and pinks, reflected the promise of our futures as seniors. Last week, we watched the sunset, or sun clouds, together, and those same colors reminded us of the bright future we'll be tackling next. Although tomorrow may take us to different destinations, and though we will be across different horizons, the same sun will be shining down on us all, wherever we may be. Sincerely, the valedictorians of the class of 2021.
The first graduating class of North Creek High School established a tradition of having a staff member speak at commencement. The senior class nominated many staff members, which is a tribute to all our faculty. However, one person received the most nominations this year, and here to speak on behalf of the entire faculty and staff of North Creek High School is Athletic Director, Mr. Melton Jefferson.
Welcome to those in attendance and watching online. I would like to acknowledge all district members in attendance today. I want to say thank you for this honor it is to address you today. You've made it to this day that you have worked so hard to achieve. You've made it. I want to point out that you are the first class to spend all 4 years walking the halls of North Creek. Let's look back to 2017. Can you remember who your first friends were? Who were your teachers? And how many times did mom and dad have to bring your forgotten homework? Have uncomfortable conversations. Seek to understand before you cast judgment and put yourself in that person's shoes. Many have gone before me, and I stand here today on their shoulders with pride. And I have the opportunity to stand here for Black Lives Matter, in which Black and brown people striving to receive the same opportunities as others. Many of you stood for the pandemic of inequality that has impacted our country. The fact that some of you are willing to stand with those that stood for this cause means you wish for a better future. It will not change overnight, but I ask you to remain in the fight for equality. I want to share the story of the butterfly struggle. There was a little boy who loved caterpillars. One day he found one, took him home, and made a home for him. He watched this caterpillar every day, making sure he had plenty of water and food. One day, the caterpillar started creating a cocoon. He would go through a metamorphosis and become a butterfly. This was so exciting, the little boy couldn't wait to see the butterfly. One day it happened. A small hole appeared in the cocoon, and the butterfly started to struggle. The little boy was so excited, but then he noticed the butterfly was struggling so hard he couldn't get out. And it looked like the butterfly wasn't going to be able to make it free. The little boy was so worried for the butterfly that he decided to help. He quickly ran and grabbed a pair of scissors and snipped the cocoon to make the hole bigger, and the butterfly quickly emerged. But the butterfly had swollen body and small shriveled legs. The little boy sat and watched the butterfly, expecting that at any moment the wings would dry out, get bigger, and expand to fly. But it never happened. The butterfly spent the rest of his life crawling around with a swollen body and shriveled legs. He then learned the butterfly was supposed to struggle. In fact, the butterfly's struggle to push its way through the tiny opening of the cocoon pushes the fluid out of its body and into its wings. Without the struggle, the butterfly would never, ever fly. The boy's good intentions actually hurt the butterfly. Wow, what an eye-opening experience. Struggling is actually an important part of any growth experience. In fact, it's the struggle that creates you. You are given the ability to become the best versions of you. When you find yourself struggling, ask yourself, who am I, where am I going, and what is this situation teaching me? Chances are greatness is around the corner. Think about how the boy affected the development of the butterfly by making the slit bigger. The struggles you may endure will push out the beauty in you. As you cross this stage to receive your diploma, you walk into the future to become college students, employers, interns, and adults. As scary as that may be, it will be a great adventure. Use this moment to reflect what lessons you will learn in your journey. No one said it would be easy, but it will be worth it. And I leave you with this poem that was written especially for this class 2021. What matters is you. When you look for love, look only far as yourself. You see outer beauty, see the inner beauty that burns bright as the full moon. What matters is the love of you. What you are is beauty. No need to compare or duplicate others. Being an original is priceless. Nothing compares to the beauty that is you. The beauty is pure. Be you is unique. The beat of your heart is the roar of a lion. The color of your eyes is the camera of your soul. Each breath that you breathe feeds your growth. May your soul beam with the glow of life. Remember, you were made for you. You will cry. You will laugh. You will fall. You will stand again. You will fail. You will learn. Not yet. You will have success. Just not yet will you know how much. During this journey, the one thing that you will be true to is you. Be like no other is precious. Never allow the light within to dull or burn out because of another. You being you is what sets you apart from others. Genuine things about you is why people gravitate to you. Only allow yourself to be elevated by others that matter and the power to cultivate the spirit of others. The light you hold for life may dull, but it never out because of the courage that flows through your veins. Find the things in life, those things that allow you to find you. Don't allow your success to be measured by the title or money. Allow it to be measured by you being true to you. Let it be measured by those that feel time stops because of you. You being you is a gift to the world. And I leave you with these words. I want you to hear these words one last time. Know that Mr. Jefferson loves you.
It is now my honor to formally present to you the class of 2021. This class includes 463 graduates who together have earned almost $2.5 million in scholarships and awards. Importantly, yeah, go ahead, that's awesome, 2.5 million? Importantly, I certify that all students before us today have met all state and board requirements for graduation. Woohoo! Almost graduates. Before I introduce our honored board member, we need to acknowledge and thank the countless individuals who made it possible for you to graduate today. So almost graduates, when I say so, will you all please stand and give a round of applause to those who got you here, especially your families in the stands. So go ahead, stand up, graduates, and give them a round of applause. All right, thank you. All right, as the principal of North Creek, it is my pleasure to welcome School Board Vice President, Dr. Jacqueline McGorty, to the podium, who will accept the class of 2021.
I don't think any of us will be tired of taking these off. Thank you, Principal McDowell. Dr. Reed, esteemed colleagues, beloved families and teachers, seniors. It is such a thrill to be here today, to share in this momentous occasion and to be able to do it at home in our own Pop Keeney Stadium. To celebrate, to celebrate the North Creek High School graduating class of 2021. Now you just have to put up with a few minutes of me before we make this official. But where to start? I don't know that I can add anything more eloquently than the previous speakers before me. As they said, you are the founding class of North Creek High School, the class that launched its high school career with the opening of North Creek's doors, the first to take that 4-year journey through its halls. You are also 18 plus years of love, growth, and exploration. 13 years in the care of North Shore, learning, maturing, expanding your horizons. And what a finale. I think we're all weary of the topic and ready to move on, but let's acknowledge it. The last year and a half has been exhausting for every one of us. We were all thrown into a horrific situation together, one that could only be conquered together. And we've come through it, almost, stronger and wiser as a community. It's now woven into our collective experience, across generations and cultures, and it's a huge part of your lives. You went into your ultimate high school year under the most difficult conditions, but you made it your own and rose to the challenge. With your amazing teachers, administrators, and staff and families, you didn't just help the world overcome a global pandemic while meeting your graduation requirements. You pivoted on a dime multiple times to relearn how to teach and to learn, supporting each other through the most extraordinary circumstances. You kept learning. You tutored and supported your classmates. You kept clubs and extracurricular programs alive and thriving. You stood up for social justice and the health of your neighbors. You showed us all what community means, and we are all so very proud of you. Excuse me. Consider, too, that this challenging, momentous senior year is now a piece of your academic resume. As a member of the class of 2021, the whole world knows what you went through, what you have accomplished against all odds, and I might add, with style and grace. The whole world knows and recognizes what it took for you to be here today. That's quite a pedigree. So here you are, moving forward, and that says it all. To quote Max Ehrmann from Desiderata, one of my go-tos, "You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here." You all now stand on the cusp of a dramatically altered universe, still continually changing universe that you and your peers will define. From what you've shown us this last year and a half, the empathy, the courage with which you met the challenges, it's clear the universe is in good hands. So let's make it official. It is with great pleasure and pride that I now certify on behalf of the Board of Directors of the North Shore School District that the graduates receiving diplomas here today have met the high school graduation requirements of the state of Washington and the North Shore School District. It is my privilege and extreme honor to recognize you as the North Creek High School graduating class of 2021. Well done.
All right, with that, it is time for the graduates to come to the stage to receive their diplomas. The moment when a student's name is read is a milestone that will only happen once in this person's lifetime, the culmination of 13 years of schooling. This moment is of significant importance to each graduate's family and guests. In an effort to provide a respectful moment for each of our families and our graduates, we ask that you refrain from excessive celebrating when students' names are called so that the opportunity for every family to hear their senior's name is there for them. The class of 2021 has honored 2 staff members by asking them to announce the names of the graduates. Those 2 honored staff members are Mr. Scott Henning and Ms. Pamela Sutton. All right, here we go. Almost graduates, would you please look to your line leaders over on the edges? Would the first row on each side look to their line leader and begin the process of coming to the stage for diplomas?
Kelton Kelton Watts.
Bassett Ali. Bassett Ali.
Kush Vakaria.
Kaya Burgos.
Sarah Thomas.
Justin Dan.
Sydney Simmons.
Emmy Foltz.
Akash Selva Kumar.
Grace Fujita.
Annalyn Shell.
Ryan Gibson.
Edward Zhao.
Ryan Acito.
Zach Zabi.
Umar Ahmed.
Lauren Zastro.
Joabi Alcantara.
Carly Zanassi.
Eunice On.
Revant Potokochi.
Samantha Hanson.
Karuna Petwe.
Katie Ingersoll.
Maria Pecheritza.
Amal Jacob.
Bardia Nasrulai.
Dylan Jensen.
Pranav Manchikanti.
Chloe Coe.
Rebecca Lindsay.
Hannah Coe.
Alakia Saravanan.
Shreya Anand.
Alex Yanez.
Heather Anderson.
Dylan Yancey.
Jordan Anderson.
Carson Wyatt.
Matt Angel.
Meja Wu.
Alexander Arizola.
Jackson Ray.
Sofia Arzamendia.
Eli Wolms.
Emma Oberton Kolar.
Abe Woodward.
Carson Akot.
Matt Wood.
McKenna Bachler.
Emmy Wong.
Yusuf Badar.
Ava Winterborn Luce.
Spencer Beck.
Ariana Wild.
Akam Badwan.
Kyle Wickline.
Benjamin Baldwin.
Brock Whitaker.
Jet Bambolo.
Amy Wheeler.
Hermine Banga.
Gavin Welch.
Elena Barbosa.
Aiden Ward Schwen.
John Barrera.
Samantha Ward.
Ken Baxter.
Elliot Wang.
Carson Bouchard.
Hannah Wallach.
Pranali Bendale.
Damon Wallace.
Brooklyn Bender.
Aiden Wallace.
Seth Bender.
Benson Voss.
Leon Bermudez.
Joshua Vora.
Jessica Burvis.
Jake Villaseñor.
Aryan Bahatnagar.
Sharon
Sanskriti Bhatt.
Logan Vazzetti.
Allison Bianchi.
Uday Veer.
Maya Bingham.
Taylor Van Rooten.
Braden Bjarndal.
Sofia Valenzuela.
Bren Bockenstead.
Nico Valencia.
Srijan Bogati.
Tegan Valadez.
Antonio Bonasillo.
Elijah Uriza.
Mateo Bonasillo.
Max Yuri.
Bree Bolger.
Nicholas Travina.
Ethan Boyd.
Sydney Tran.
Logan Bradford.
Quinn Tran.
Jude Brandt.
Oh, Dylan Tran.
Alex Brem.
Bohan Tran.
Nathan Britton.
Carla Tovar.
Ethan Brown.
Elliot Tobin.
Andrew Bryan.
Abby Tincher.
Thor Buholm.
Michael Thompson.
Brandon Bowie.
Mackenzie Thompson.
Matthew Burkett.
Joseph Thompson.
Naiha Butt.
Tyler Turgeson.
Maston Bynum.
Sadeshna Thurunahari.
Amy Kai.
Shalini Thuramal.
Brendan Caldwell.
Prasidi Thapalia.
Gwen Canos.
Mallory Swenson.
Tyler Carlos.
Devi Varaprasad Sankari.
Kane Carmichael.
Oswin Sundar.
Jordan Carr.
Meher Sukija.
Eddie Castillo.
Yehan Sa.
Paula Bareak.
Matt Sugatan.
Logan Cottle.
Quinn Straley.
Zach Cabin.
Caitlin Steffi.
Lily Canning.
Jordan Staley.
Hoon Chang.
Arihan Shirangapatnam.
Ethan Chapman.
Verdula Srinivasan.
Jack Charlton.
AJ Springer.
Aishwarya Chawla.
Malia Spurbeck.
Yaron Chetipura Phillip.
Michelle Spencer.
Nicole Cho.
Yeram Sun.
Sachi Churi.
Alekia Somasetti.
Dylan Clark Dickey.
Tyler Smith.
Nolan Clayton.
Kayleen Smith.
Tate Cochran.
Jonah Smith.
Lucas Colburn.
Maya Smart.
Cody Cook.
Leah Skelly.
Jackson Cook.
Shantanu Singh.
Isabella Corsaro.
Kendall Simmons.
Shanae Kulan.
Kyle Seamers.
Parker Delzell.
Sharon Shibu.
Brandon Dan.
Kabir Shergill.
Rohan Date.
Jack Shepard.
Seth Davidson.
Nick Sheeter.
Boone Davis.
Aryan Sharma.
Jaden Davis.
Everything's in place. Delilah Shami.
Nicole Dovlikayev.
Ayush Seth.
Delaney Dean.
Naveen Sendil Kumar.
Anushka Deb.
Elizabeth Seeley.
Evelyn Denny.
Christian Swint.
Gavin Dietert.
Ella Schroeder.
Mason de Torres.
Mesa Schmal.
Japneet Dhaliwal.
Hannah Schlosser Hall.
Simran Dewan.
Shri Yelampali.
Katie Dilger.
Akshaya Saravana.
Lance Dolphin.
Ray Sapru.
Juan Dominguez Vasquez.
Michael Sandoval.
Ethan Downs.
Fernanda Sanchez.
Christian Duenas.
Arvind Sabapathy.
M. Duncan.
Camden Russ.
Avery Egbert.
Easton Rossford.
Ziad Elgindi.
Cameron Rosenbach.
Meg Elvidge.
Kaylee Rosenbach.
Matthew Elwell.
Lizette Romero.
Kaya Emons.
Fiorella Romero.
Jackson Ensley.
Abigail Romero Perez.
Trevin Erickson.
Madison Roland.
Gracie Evers.
Noah Rogers.
Osias Everson.
Patricia Robosa.
Koli Faiu.
Nicholas Robinson.
Ashlyn Farmer.
Alexander Robinson.
Carlos Fernandez.
Nika Rivera.
Emily Fettig.
Carly Rieger.
Chelsea Fickey.
Jordan Richardson.
Jordan Fisher.
Dane Rio.
Sophie Flores.
Kendra Regis.
Alexandra Flores Arriaga.
Harry Redding.
Alexandra Fotos.
Kellyanne Ramirez.
Zoe Fraga.
Riley Ramke.
Reed Francis.
Owen Ramcharan.
Tad Francis.
TJ Ramos.
Ian Frigilana.
Sophia Quiroga.
Ainsley Fuqua.
Jacqueline Purdy.
Mitchell Goularde.
Ty Puma.
Jaden Dudia Galianto.
Emma Pulsifer.
Tushar Ganta.
Miles Pruitt.
Gabby Garcia Arismendi.
Hitanshu Prajapati.
D'Angelo Garnica Grazzini.
Anika Prabhu.
Kai Geller.
Maria Pledger.
Kennedy Gershaw.
Shayez Pithawala.
Christian Gill.
Cecilia Pineda.
Emily Gollyhue.
Daniel Pearsall.
Nick Goodwin.
Kaylin Fung.
Shreya Gorthy.
Terry Pham.
Isabella Greenhall.
Matthew Pham.
Lizzie Grise.
Marcella Pham.
Peyton Griffin.
Andy Pham.
Sydney Griner.
Freddy Andres Pesante Castro.
Joshua Groby.
Kaylee Persons.
Blaine Gross.
Mark Pedrosa.
Rohan Gulur.
Kira Patton.
Garrett Gunlock.
Juliana Patro.
Abigail Gunhold.
Sporthy Patil.
Audrey Guy.
Yesenia Partida Garcia.
Amanda Hagedorn.
Geishna Pravada.
Lucas Hegg.
Emily Pack.
Rami Hakim.
Jillian Ostheimer.
Hunter Halgren.
Tim Olson.
Kevin Hahn.
Chinunso Ohiri.
Caleb Hatch.
Dayton O'Cleary.
Brandon Hawes.
Jack Nunes.
Maggie Hayes.
Kainani Natoa.
Lauren Hendrickson.
Jaden Natoa.
Jacob Hernandez.
Cole Norton.
Nelson Hernandez.
Shiro Jiraga.
Valeria Hernandez Miranda.
Devin Nielsen.
Jesus Herjon.
Alexis Neild.
Alyssa Husted.
Tai Nguyen.
Charlotte Hill.
Riley Wynn.
Caitlin Hill.
Jeffrey Wynn.
Donovan Hogan.
Malia Newland.
DJ Holmer.
Jessica Nerby.
Kenzie Holmquist.
Sohana Veed.
Grace Hoy.
Desiree Navarro.
Casey Shu.
Diana Nasrulai.
Ethan Hu.
Angela Narciso.
Euchariah Hunter.
Aditi Nambiar.
Raymond Issip.
Samira Nagula.
Srihari Iyer.
Abirup Reddy.
Alia Jacobs.
Elizabeth Myers.
Nihal James.
Warda Muksadin.
Christopher Jenkins.
Rueda Muksadin.
Julianne G.
Jake Mullins.
Elijah Johnson.
Owen Morris.
Gavin Johnson.
Maya Morris.
Faith Johnston.
Ryan Moon.
Caleb Jones.
Mark Moody.
Lily Jones.
Taylor Munson.
Babakar Juf.
John Myers.
Ansel Joseph.
Caleb Merrill.
Andrew Kaltsunis.
J.T. Marinas.
Isabel Cow.
Samuel Meredith.
Max Karn.
Betsy Mendoza Martinez.
Shashank Casa.
Portia McManus.
Chance Kelly.
Hannah McKinley.
Garrison Kepley.
Katie McClatchy.
Shresh Karbanda.
Jacob Mattis.
Brandon Keung.
Mandeep Mason.
Tyler Keung.
Jason Martin.
Benjamin Kim.
Jacob Martin.
Chris Kim.
Jonathan Marijan.
Hans Kim.
Gio Maragliano.
James Kim.
Dominic Mangini.
Josephine Kim.
Laith Mahmood.
Soyeon Kim.
Riley Madsen.
Haley Kindleberger.
Elizabeth Macias.
Michael Knapp.
Alyssa McBean.
Harshitha Komarvelli.
Nathaniel Lee.
Jack Kopatich.
Anderson Liu.
Tanushri Koshti.
Lord Sunder.
Anshu Kotha.
Moretti Lopez Aviles.
Mayulane Koto Maimothe.
Kirby Long.
Sarah Kovich.
Kilkenny.
Nakku.
Jamie Lubit.
Avery Kubat.
Enya Lin.
Yasmin Kuczynski.
Brandon Lehman.
Jocelyn Kunze.
Maverick Leet.
Nicole Lai.
Isaac Lee.
James Laird.
Anyone. Isabella Lehue.
Manav Lakhani.
Carmen Lay.
Sebastian Lamb.
Avery Larson. Jordan Lance. Emily Lamb. John Burks.
Cale Carson Hogue.
Nick Sadler.
All right, let's give all of our recipients a huge round of applause. All right, that's amazing. One of the biggest graduating classes we've had. So, for the final speech of the afternoon, just to give a few words before the formal turning of the tassels, please welcome class of 2021 council member Lexi Neild.
A glimpse into a wild year. That's what I would say to open up a speech at a normal graduation. Emphasis on normal. We always end the year saying, wow, that was insane. This year, I can't put into words what it was like. Somehow we were bored and felt locked away. Yet we were also busy and the work seemed never ending. We got through the uncertainty and pulled ourselves through the unknown. To some of us, our dreams were put on hold. And to others, dreams had just begun. This year tested us all in the best way possible. We got an experience that no other class of students will ever fully understand. We will get to tell our story, but only this group of young adults will understand what it was really like. Only this group will have learned how to adjust the way we had to. Only this group will have learned how to love and celebrate from afar. And only this group will have learned how to create new experiences to make up for the ones that we lost. We are the class of innovation. We now see the world differently. So, let's all make a difference. Please stand, class of 2021. On the count of 3, turn your tassels. 1, 2, 3. Congratulations, class of 2021. Be the difference in the world.
All right, great job, everyone. That is it. If you do want to toss your cap, that is your call right now. Ready, set, go. Just don't look up. All right, families, thank you for attending. As you find your graduate, a couple of things. We actually need all the greeting to take place off the field because we've got to get all the chairs clean, etc. So find your graduate off the field. And then lastly, we do need the Popkini lot emptied by about 3:45 so we can get the Woodinville families in because they graduate this evening. So thank you for attending and great job, class of 2021. Thank you. They're just so cute.